Now let's go over the hover element, the hover effect. Okay, the hover effects are also part of the galleries, and it's located right here. This is a hover effect. Okay, you can do a lot with your hover effect. So let me show you. So I was supposed to show you the way that it was, but because we're so awesome, our developers changed the order on which we work with hover effects. Okay, so generally everything is on, like you saw on the fluid grid, you see that everything is in one place. Okay, but the hover effects, we organize it to have in different tabs. Okay, so you guys, so that everybody knows what we all know what we're doing. Okay, so let's try it out. We just released it today. Okay, so let's work with it. So number one, this is where we're going to change the image. So number one, this is where I change the image, and I can also change the image when I'm hovering it. Okay, now just please make sure that when you change your image when you're hovering it, please check this: display different image on hover. The image fitting, and you're going to see it on a lot of on all the galleries. You have cover, contain, stretch, and original size. Okay, we usually use cover because it covers the whole element. Okay, if you want to make it contain, well, it's a default image, but the contain will be much smaller, and we're not going to see it as well as the image fitting cover. Okay, the image opacity is set to 90. Okay, you can always set it to 100. If you slowly set it to 30, you see the image background color. Okay, for now, we're going to keep it like that. So this is for the image. For the hover effects, so we have a variety of hover effects. I would say a big variety. Okay, now to test out all your hover effects, if let's say right now we're looking at hipster X, but let's say spread across. If I go on preview, I'm just going to hover over, boom. Okay, now let me also show you what happens when you select your different image on hover. Okay, so we're gonna go on preview and slowly 1, 2, 3, boom, I have a different image. Okay, all right, next we have title. So we choose a title. This, sorry, capital. This is nice hover effect. Okay, title style, slider style, like this. Okay, it's exactly the way that you want it to be changed. Default description style, slider description. If let's say the slider description on hover, which by the way, this, if I want to change it, again, all I need to do is to change my paragraph style. Now, I am showing you the same paragraph style on all the galleries, but make sure to have a different style. Okay, this is for the slider. Make a new style for the fluid grid. Make a new style for the hover effect. Okay. And preview description on Studio if let's say you want to change the description to be like this. Like that. There you go. And you're done. Now, let's review it. Hover effect element, cheat sheet. All right, so number one, you drag and drop the hover effect element, you choose your image, you select your hover effect, you choose your transition speed as well. This is, by the way, what it's supposed to be. Hover effects, transition speed, there you go. Choose transition colors, of course. Effect color 1, effect color 2, play around with it. It's always, you can see that everything changes. With the colors that I just put. Okay, so now you have everything in tabs. It's going to be much, much, much easier for all of us to work with these nice hover effects. Okay. Next, what I wanted to show you is kind of a, let's say, a second hover effect, a bonus. But before I do that, let me not showing you this slide. What I wanted to do is basically, let's say you want to have an icon change colors, okay, when you hover over the icon itself, such as Facebook, from red to green, basically anything. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm just going to take this off and I'm going to go to our quick and easy flat icon website. So I'm going to say Facebook. All right, I'm going to choose this image. So I have white, let's choose blue. Okay, let's download it. And let's choose a different color, purple. All right, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to drag and drop the hover effect. And I'm going to take out all the text inside. So number one, image, I'm not going to touch it for now. Hover effects, I don't want any effect on hover, I just want it to change image. So the hover effect is going to be none. The title, take it out. Description, take it out, enter. There you go. I have nothing. Okay, so the first image, let's concentrate on the image. I'm going to upload from my downloads the first Facebook. All right, all good. And the second one, it's going to be the second Facebook. All right, now, I'm going to display this. Now the image fitting, here you can see why it's not really working, because how these hover effects work is that you have an image, okay, and you want it to, it's an image on top of an image. So when I put my mouse over that image, it's going to change images. It's going to change the first layer with the second layer, and when I put my mouse on top of it, it's going to be the second layer on top of the first layer. Okay, so you can choose cover. I usually stretch it. Okay, so if you see here, I'm just going to move it around, and of course I want it to be the same sizing. So number one, I want it to be 100, and here 100, like that. Okay, now I'm going to go on preview, and watch when I go on preview. I'm just going to put my mouse on top of it, change colors. Okay, and this is exactly how we do it. It could be a PNG image, it could be any image. The idea here is that you have two layers. On one layer you have your first image, on the second layer you have your second image. And when you hover over, the second layer takes the place of the first layer and goes on top of it. It's exactly as if you have two shapes. One that's purple, it's blue. I'm going to put one image on top, and if I click on the first image, when I hover over with my mouse, it's going to go on top. All good? Perfect. All right, so second hover effect, in other words. You can use your hover effects to make simple images. So we took from flat icon to images to Facebook icons. Both images were in different color and in PNG. So you upload your first image, you upload your second image, and the image fitting is stretch. Just make sure it's the sizing is correct. Okay, now if you want to make sure if the size is correct or not, change the image opacity to 50, because you sort of see both images. Well, I mean, on image on stretch it's all the same, but if let's say you want cover, you see two images. That's why I hate cover. It's because you really need to make sure it's the same size. Okay, that's why I like stretch.